Hey, everybody. You are about to hear a brief retelling of the movie White as Snow. A fairy tale for adults. Enjoy the movie. The first part of the movie is about a girl named Claire. After the death of her father, the owner of a hotel business, Claire is left with her stepmother, who inherited all of her father's business. The girl goes for a run in the early morning, where she falls into the hands of a kidnapper. The criminal pushes the girl in the trunk, taking off from the place. Driving along a forest road, the kidnapper tries to bypass a boar that suddenly jumps out on the road and crashes into a tree. Thanks to this, Claire manages to get out of the trunk. The girl runs through the woods, but at some point she doesn't understand where to run to. Claire stops and the girl is caught up by her kidnapper. But leading a gun, she asks Claire to close her eyes. Everything will happen very quickly. After which a gunshot sounds. Claire comes to herself in a strange house. A man enters the room with breakfast. According to Pierre, he was going to hunt wild boars in the woods, but instead he shot a woman. He thinks that Claire has probably done something wrong, since no one would have just been going to kill her. The girl suggests calling the police, but Pierre is against it, and he has no desire to go to jail again. After leaving the room, Pierre comes back with clothes instead of the ones Claire was wearing. While the girl was out, Pierre and her sections washed the clothes. Once dressed, Claire looks around the house. She met another man, a cellist named Vincent. Listening to the music that the cellist plays, the girl falls asleep, but she is lifted by Francois, Pierre's twin brother. They differ only in the fact that Francois stutters a lot, unlike his brother. Pierre asks the protagonist to leave the house, as those who are going to kill her are likely to look for Claire and sooner or later will get to the house. And the guy has no desire to meet them. The girl tries to persuade Pierre to stay here, otherwise why did he save her if now he throws her out? Pierre himself realizes that it is illogical, but then yells at Claire, for which he gets a slap from the girl. Pierre grabs her, but then lets her go. Soon the guy kisses the girl, which Claire does not resist at all. In the morning, Claire leaves the house, meets Vincent and his dog. The twins are at the sawmill, and the girl does not want to stay in the house alone. So she heads to the vet with the cellist. On the way back, Vincent proposes to the girl to stop by a diner, where Claire tells that in her childhood she was fond of the violin, but after the accident in which her mother died, the girl abandoned everything. When Vincent returns home, he gives the girl a violin, sincerely believing that she should not stop playing music. At that moment, Pierre appears. He is not happy that Claire has traveled with Vincent, as now the whole town knows that the girl lives in their house, which means that the chances of her being found are only increasing. In the morning, looking out the window of her room, Claire notices Pierre cutting wood. Approaching her, the hero begins to kiss the girl, after which they seclude themselves. Late at night, lying in her bed, Claire hears the sound of the TV. The girl comes down and sits on the couch next to Pierre. She strokes his leg with her foot. After the night, the guy stammeringly says that he is very thirsty. Claire realizes that it wasn't Pierre at all, but his twin brother Francois. He realizes that he shouldn't have done it, but he just couldn't resist, which makes the girl smile. The next day, not wanting to sit on the neck, and not only at the twins, Claire gets a job at a local diner. The girl returns home and tries to call her stepmother. But as soon as she says her name, the other end immediately hangs up. The second part of the movie takes us back exactly 1 week before these events. Claire's stepmother Maud watches from the window as her lover Bernard helps her pick up a towel that Claire has dropped. When the man goes up to Maud's room, the woman suggests that they no longer hide their affair from the world, since her husband is no longer alive. But they need to take a pause in their relationship, as their feelings have faded a bit, lest things get worse. Bernard agrees, and when Maud goes out, he calls Claire and confesses his love to the girl. This is heard by Maud, who is lurking in the next room. She is not going to put up with it. The woman arranges to eliminate Claire. After a while, the couple dines at a restaurant. Bernard wonders where Claire has disappeared. He has not seen her for several days. Maud calms him down and explains that this is not the first time the girl has disappeared before for several days. At that moment, the woman's phone rings. It's Claire. Maud immediately disconnects the phone. In the diner where Claire got a job, all the customers pay attention to the girl. The local librarian, named Charles, whom Claire met when she went to the vet with Vincent, brought his son Clayman to meet the girl. Sam, the veterinarian himself, keeps up with the others, giving Claire signs of attention. He invites the girl to go to a club in the evening, where Claire is molested by a certain type. Sam can't stand up for the girl, but Clayman does. Knocks the harasser out with one punch. On the way home, Claire says that she thought Sam was strong, but he turned out to be vulnerable, but she likes it. Pulling over to the side of the road, the vet stops the car and asks the girl to repeat those words again. Claire says that she likes Sam and touches his arm, then sits on top of him. The couple is watched by a crowd of squirrels. In the morning, Maud arrives in town. When she notices Claire, she enters the library, where she meets Charles. He admires the beauty of the woman, and they say that this is the second angel in their town this week. Maud and another young girl who has recently settled here. Charlie advises Maud to look in the temple, where there are guest rooms where they can stay for a while. When she meets Pastor, Maud tells him about her stepdaughter who disappeared a few days ago, and that she may have settled in their town. Recognizing the name, Pastor informs her that he knows the girl. Maud asks her not to say anything to anyone, otherwise Claire will run away again. According to the woman, the girl resents her because Maud, after the death of Claire's father, did not pay enough attention to her. Pierre offers to become a mediator and arrange a truce between the girl and her stepmother. In the morning on a jog, Claire is joined by Clayman. The guy is cute to the girl, and in general it seems that there are no men in this town that she would not like. Clayman is very shy, but still the guy tries to hug the girl, but falls to the ground. After getting up, Clayman rushes to escape. Claire goes to the temple where she tells Pastor about her connection with several men. According to Pierre, it's all the local mountains that stir the blood. The pastor informs that there is a man in the temple who wants to reconcile with Claire and takes the girl to Maud. Seeing her stepmother, Claire throws herself into her arms. According to Maud, she managed to find the girl thanks to the fact that Claire called her, but the connection was suddenly cut off. From the phone number, one boy managed to figure out where the call was made from. After telling her stepmother the details of that day, Claire expresses her desire to stay in this town. She has made many new friends here. Maud doesn't mind, she'll be here for a few days, too. She's going to try to persuade Claire to go back home. The girl has to go to work and Maud offers her a ride to the town. On the way, Maud suddenly stops at the edge of a cliff, under the guise of a flat tire. Stepmother asks Claire to see what's wrong with the tire. Sneaking up on the girl, Maud is going to throw her off the cliff. But at that moment, Pastor rides up on his motorcycle. Finding out that everything is all right, the heroine and her stepmother go on. As the plan is thwarted by an unnecessary witness. Maud takes Claire to the town, suggesting that they meet on the next weekend. Unsuspecting Claire agrees. In a diner, the girl is approached by Charles. According to him, his son Clayman is close to him, all sorts of snapping, and does not want to talk to him. So Charles asks Claire to come in and talk to the guy. To tell him to stop behaving like that towards his father, because he will definitely listen to her. He likes her very much. After work, Claire visits Clayman and tells the guy she loves him. Then she kisses him. Going down to the library, the girl tells Charles that everything is all right. It is Sunday. Claire and her stepmother are going on a picnic. Maud gives the girl an apple filled with poison. As soon as Claire is about to take a bite, Clayman appears in the clearing. The girl invites the boy to join them and holds out the apple to him. Maud grabs the fruit, saying that she doesn't know the guy at all. Clayman apologizes and leaves, and Claire puts down the apple and goes after the guy. As night falls, Maud arrives in the town where a dance is in full swing. Watching Claire dancing with one or the other, the stepmother orders 2 glasses of wine. She adds the potion to one of them again, but she fails. In her way stood Klyman, who accidentally picked one glass right out of Maud's hands. Klyman tells the girl that he did it on purpose. Claire's stepmother has some cold look. This plan didn't work, so Maud brings her stepdaughter a drink and then starts jerking her around to make Claire feel bad. After which she puts the girl in the car, under the guise that she is going to drive her home. Driving down a winding mountain road, Maud confesses that she was in love only once in her life, but that love was stolen from her by Claire. Afterward, she opens the doors and pushes the girl out of the car. Stopping, Maud walks to the edge of the cliff, and after making sure her stepdaughter's carcass doesn't move, Maud drives off. The stepmother stops by the temple to light a candle, but accidentally sets herself on fire. Claire manages to survive. She lies in a hospital bed next to her 7 men who love her. Each in turn approaches the girl and kisses her. After that, Claire comes to her senses.